Leah was a curious girl who loved to watch the skies. But for days now, a thick, stubborn fog had covered the town. It blocked the sun, dimmed the stars, and refused to go away. Everyone thought it was just a strange weather pattern, but Leah knew something wasn't right. Late one evening, she stood by her window and saw something odd. On top of Skyhill, the tallest hill nearby, a soft blue glow pulsed through the mist. It shimmered for a second, then vanished. Her heart skipped a beat. "That's not lightning," she whispered. And in that moment, she decided she would climb Skyhill and find out what was hiding behind the clouds. The next morning, Leah packed a small bag with snacks, a notebook, and her favorite red scarf. She climbed Skyhill, where the grass grew thick and wild, and the wind was always whispering stories. At the very top stood an old windmill. It had been abandoned for years, or so people thought. As she approached, the windmill turned slowly, even though there was no breeze. It began to whistle, a soft musical sound that echoed like a lullaby. Then, as she touched the door, a latch clicked open on its own. Inside, there were stairs spiraling down, not up. With a deep breath, Leah stepped inside, unaware she had just opened a path to a secret world beneath the hill. The stairs led to a glowing underground chamber filled with swirling mist. Gears spun, steam hissed, and sparkling vapor danced in the air. Leah gasped in wonder. In the center of it all were small elf-like creatures, with silvery hair and puffy coats. They looked like they were made of clouds themselves. One of them turned and smiled. "A human?" he said in surprise. "You're not supposed to be here, but since you've come, welcome to the Cloud Factory." They showed Leah how they mixed stardust, dew, and laughter to make clouds. "We are the Cloudmakers," one said proudly, "and today you've found our secret." Leah was fascinated by the machines and asked if she could help. They hesitated, but finally let her pour a scoop of glittering dew into the wind funnel. But she poured too much, and suddenly the whole room trembled. One of the storm pipes hissed and burst with a loud crack. Dark clouds began forming too fast, turning into thunderheads. The alarm rang, and lightning sparked above. "What have you done?" cried one of the Cloudmakers. Rain poured in places it shouldn't, and winds began to spin wild. Leah felt tears prick her eyes. She hadn't meant to cause trouble, only to help. By morning, the entire sky had gone still and cold. The clouds froze in place like icy sculptures, and snow began to fall, even though it was summer. Leah watched as birds stopped singing, and the lake below Skyhill turned to glass. The balance had been broken. The Cloudmakers told Leah she would need to learn the true art of cloud shaping. "It's not about power," said Master Nimbus, the oldest of them. "It's about harmony." Leah practiced day and night, carefully blending colors, warmth and wind. Slowly, the sky began to move again, like a music box gently restarting. Just as things began to settle, a giant bird made of mist and moonlight swooped into the factory. Its feathers shimmered like fog at dawn. It carried a ribboned scroll in its beak. "A storm beyond the Great Peaks is heading this way," it announced in a musical voice. The Cloudmakers gathered in worry. "That storm is ancient," said Master Nimbus. "If it reaches us, it could swallow the sky." Leah offered to help, but the journey to stop it would require a special kind of courage and a special kind of cloud. To redirect the ancient storm, they had to fix the Great Sky Gear, a massive machine hidden in the highest part of the Cloud Factory. It controlled the wind paths above the earth. But the gears had rusted with time, and it hadn't been moved in years. Leah climbed into the tower with Master Nimbus. As thunder echoed from afar, she worked beside him, learning to read the rhythm of the sky. With a final heave, the gear clicked into place, and the clouds slowly began to shift, guiding the storm away from Windmere. Though the storm passed, the sun hadn't returned. The clouds were still too thick, layered like heavy curtains across the sky. The world below stayed dim and cool. Crops wouldn't grow, and people felt sleepy and sad. Leah had an idea. She created a special window cloud, thin like lace with golden threads. As she pushed it into the sky, a single ray of sunshine broke through, warming her face. The people of Windmere looked up and smiled for the first time in days. Leah wanted to do something joyful. She wanted to make a rainbow. But rainbow clouds were the trickiest of all. They needed laughter, tears, sunlight, and a perfect drop of hope. She gathered all the ingredients, but it still wouldn't form. Frustrated, Leah walked into the garden and saw a boy helping a fallen bird. He smiled at her, and in that moment she felt something stir. She returned to the Cloudmakers, added a memory of kindness to the mix, and the most beautiful rainbow the town had ever seen stretched across the sky. To celebrate all that Leah had done, the Cloudmakers invited her to the Festival of Skies. Lights danced among the clouds, and every colour imaginable painted the heavens. Leah was given the title Friend of the Sky, and the first cloud she ever shaped, soft and puffy, was hung above the factory in her honour. Back in Windmere, people watched the sky and whispered tales of the brave girl who helped the stars shine again. Leah knew this was just the beginning of many skybound adventures.